Hey guys! So today I thought we would do a chill, fun video about my tattoos. I have 4, I definitely want more, so today you're gonna see them, hear the stories, admire the artwork. I don't know, I hope you guys enjoy it. This is the first tattoo I ever got, and I got it in November of 2016 after a lot of dithering. I wanted to do something to commemorate my time in Austria, but I was pretty scared of needles. Got over that, thankfully. Eventually, I did decide on this. So going through it, we have obviously Winnie the Pooh, because as you may or may not know, I struggle with depression and anxiety, and I thought that it would be really hard to be super sad if you looked at Winnie the Pooh on your arm, because Winnie the Pooh is adorable. Aside from the sappy bit, going up here, we have Eure, which is a really Austrian word that's kind of used in every situation. I don't really know how to describe it. And then up here we have Pooh's little balloon, but it is the Austrian flag. And of course, he's flying because I like to travel. This procedure took about 3 or 3.5 hours, and it cost $150 US. So actually ridiculously cheap for the amount of color and shading that I got done. This is my second tattoo. I got it almost exactly a year after the first, so November 2017. I had been having a really bad pain day, and I figured, well, I'm already in a ton of pain, so I might as well get what definitely was the most painful tattoo to date. I'm not sure if you can read it, but it is, here, let's see. There we go. It is a Harry Potter quote, and it says, "Let us step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress adventure." It's from the Half-Blood Prince book. This cost $250, took a half an hour, and is by far, as I said, the most painful tattoo I've had. Anything in like your internal organs area is not very comfy, to say the least, and by the time I got up, I could barely walk because I was so clenched from the pain. But it was definitely worth it, and I love it. This is my third tattoo, and this is probably the only tattoo I've gotten that was kind of spontaneous. This past summer, so this was June of 2018, I was traveling around Europe with my mom, and our first stop was Reykjavik in Iceland. And we were at a cafe, Cafe Loki, actually. Fun fact, Tom Hiddleston visited it. And they had brochures for tourists, because it was obviously a very like touristy destination. And one thing said that the best souvenir you could get would be an old Norse runic tattoo. And I was like, well, let's go. So I grabbed a friend of mine who lives in Iceland. I didn't just like show up at her house. We had plans to meet anyway. And we went to a tattoo shop and looked through the books to find the meanings of the runes, because they were written in Icelandic, obviously. And I got one. This costs, I believe, $125 and took about 15 minutes. The runes mean good luck, good health, and healthy, if I recall. It's either that or it's good health, healthy, and good luck, but I'm pretty sure it's the first one. And my joke is that they really don't work, because right after I got them and came back to the US, I needed to use a wheelchair. So if I'm having a particularly bad day, like a bad pain day or sickness day, I will start slapping them and say something along the lines of, come on, do your job. Even if they aren't working in that respect, they do look pretty cool, and I really like them. It really is a great souvenir. Is my most recent tattoo, and definitely the most difficult one to film because it's on the underside of my left arm. I got this tattoo in September of 2018, and it definitely has a story behind it. Basically, I'd been feeling pretty low. That summer I got my wheelchair, and I got into the fun habit of having random anaphylactic reactions. So I was pretty down, and I was feeling very much like a burden and that no one would like me, that sort of thing. So I decided that I would need a tattoo to remind myself that that wasn't in fact the case. After a lot of debating, I remembered my favorite Christmas movie as a kid, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation one from the 70s. And if you don't know it, well, there's a magical reindeer, and he's different because his nose glows. But he goes on an adventure, and he and his friends find the Island of Misfit Toys, which is where all the toys who are made incorrectly go, because they can't go to families. And one of them is a white stuffed elephant with red spots. And apparently he was considered a misfit. And as a kid, I was really confused by this because a spotted elephant seems like the coolest thing ever, right? But at the end of the movie, he and all the other misfit toys get brought to Santa Claus's attention, and then they get to go to good homes. So the moral, I guess, is that even if you're different, you can still get love and affection and a good family and home and all that stuff. So I thought that I might as well get it tattooed on my arm to remember that. And unfortunately, because of the placement, it's usually covered by sleeves, and I usually forget. But I'm trying to remember. Also, for my birthday, my dad found a Christmas light version of the elephant. So this is more what he looks like in the movie. But yeah, is that not the coolest thing ever? And those are my tattoos. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. I hope you have a great winter break, holiday, etc., etc. And I will see you next week. Bye!